In a world full of different ideologies, we're gonna ask girls and guys who has the higher standard in a relationship. And guys, relax guys, relax These are all just opinions. And everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Even you can comment your opinion. People say, you need to diversify, not only in looks, but in thoughts. Hi ma'am. Who do you think have a higher standard, man or woman?
I think their standards are high in different areas. And I also think it depends on the person, which is probably not a very interesting answer, but I think it's very individual. Very generally speaking, women might have higher checklists in terms of personality and stuff like that, and men maybe might generally have higher checklists in like looks and stuff like that, just from conversations I've had.
So do you think the checklist for men and women differs?
I think generally speaking, men might be, their checklist might be more geared towards like personality. I remember I was in a circle with my uni friends and they said that their most important thing for a girl to be is to be quiet. And I was like, that's very interesting. All the girls said things like kind, nice, stuff like that. So
In general, would you say women have the higher standard?
it's dependent on the type of person.
Have you ever heard of the word incel?
Yes.
What do you understand about incel?
From what I understand, an incel is an involuntary celibate person. So in that they would like to have a relationship, but they feel like for reasons out of their control, they cannot have a relationship.
Do you think incels exist because of high standards of women?
Oh, this is a very interesting question. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I don't think incels necessarily are created as a result of high standards of women. In the past, women might have had less standards because of the way our society was and is still continue to be structured. So women maybe would settle for less because they are being pressured to get married faster, have children, stuff like that. But I think a lot of women nowadays are more confident and feel more comfortable pursuing their own career first, putting their own education first, and therefore wanting to meet a man of higher caliber than before. I think if you tell those incel people, you can go date, find a 6 upon 10 to date, I think they will also not be happy with me. They want a hot, attractive girlfriend who will stay at home and cook them dinner. They have a very certain set of standards in their head. I'm sure if you're like, oh, just go find any old random person, they will also be unhappy, as most of us will be. We want someone that suits us.
Okay, you mentioned just now about how last time the girl standard is lower than now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did it differ from?
Yeah, I think for my mom and people from that generation, not necessarily they have lower standards, but they settled more quickly. They were like, oh, okay, like this will do because it's time, so we'll work on it in the future. But for me, I'm like, I don't feel the pressure to get married yet, so I can afford to have my internal barometrics until I meet someone suitable.
So you don't think men and women have different standards?
If you're talking about incels, I think they have standards also, but they don't want to admit it. They will say things like, like no one wants to sleep with me or no one wants to be in a relationship with you. But oftentimes, people have approached them, but they didn't consider those women to be attractive enough.
So they are the one with the high standards.
Do you have friends who are incels? Have you encountered any?
How do you identify?
I mean, self-proclaimed lah. They have to identify as it themselves ma. I dare not identify them.
Who will call themselves an incel?
People on Reddit, Indian incels will call themselves curry cells, all sorts of stuff like that. There's also femme cells, which are women who believe that no man wants them.
Yeah, I mean like in face-to-face, there wouldn't be a time where they call themselves incel.
That's true lah.
I think an incel a bad thing?
I think if you cause hate and you are very hateful towards women, or you spread hate, or you do hateful things, then that's a bad thing lah.
Who do you think controls the accessibility of sex? Guy or the girl?
Society. I think it's society. In Singapore, I would say because of the Puritan culture here and the more Confucian culture, people don't encourage sex before marriage. For women to have sex before marriage is very shameful, but for men, it's okay. As a result, women want to maintain their image and their purity, but men don't care. Women are obviously going to be less likely to want to have sex than men. So in that case, I would say you can say that women control it. But is it the woman's fault? No, it's the societal standards that are being put in. If men stop shaming women for having sex before marriage, I think they will find that there might be a more liberal result.
But do you think it's a reasonable expectation for
Women
yeah.
stay pure before marriage. It's whatever. I think for some people who are maybe more religious, they will find it very reasonable. For me, if you're feeling safe and you're having safe sex and it's your decision and you have agency over it, then why not? But I think the societal expectation in place that women must stay pure before marriage is quite harmful because sometimes things happen, women get assaulted and stuff like that, and they have to deal with not only the assault but also the shame that's added to it. So,
do you agree that a woman's value is degraded as the body count goes up?
Absolutely not.
Do you agree that a man's value increase as the body count goes up?
Absolutely not. I don't think value is tied to body count at all.
That's the politically correct answer, guys.
Unless there's a guy who brags about his large body count and at the same time shaming women for having a large body count. Then I will be like, this person is trash.
Do you think guys or girls have more options?
Well, I don't know. Bro, I feel like whenever I come back to Singapore, everybody on the street is a couple, yeah. So I'm like, everyone must have plenty of options, oh.
So it's equal. There's a lot of guys that reach out to them, so they have more options, right? For guys, there's not a lot of girls that reach out to them.
That observation people would generally agree with in Singapore. I don't know, if a woman reached out to you and was like, hey, I think you're cute, can I get your number? How will you feel?
Flattered, I guess.
I've had people who tell me that they don't want girls to be doing that because it would look like they're very demanding or they look like they're too brave. Like they want their girls to be shy and meek and like ha ha ha. Girls in general feel like they cannot approach guys and they will wait to be approached.
So in that case, you do agree
I agree that the expectation is there lah.
because of that reasoning.
I don't know if more people asking you out or reaching out to you means that you have more options. You know what I mean?
It does. It does.
You might have options. They're just not like being proactive about it. They're waiting for you to be proactive about it.
Yeah, that's why you're the one who making the choice. You have
Yeah.
options.
I guess that makes sense. But yeah. So in that case, following your logic, if you were to reach out to a lot of people, like if you were to ask out 10 girls, then you have 10 options. Depending on how many say yes.
For them, you are the option.
Ah, okay. But I get the point you're trying to make. If you don't have a relationship, find something else you like to do instead. Make YouTube videos. Go rock climbing.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
See if women have an unfair advantage in the dating world compared to men.
That's not up to debate. I'm pretty sure that girls have the high advantage when it comes to dating scene.
Are you thinking just of all girls, or are you just thinking of attractive?
The
girls?
average girl and average guy. 100%. You can't deny that, bro. 100%.
What was the stat that dating apps are 70% men and 30% women or something like that? It's very skewed. So there's statistics to support your point. Yeah.
Do you think we live in a patriarchy?
Yes.
Do you think that it's good that we live in a patriarchy?
No, I think both men and women suffer. Cause you're saying, always is the guys asking out the girl, cannot be the girl asking out the guy. It's the result of the patriarchy. What? The guy is the man, the pursuer, and the girl must be meek and shy and follower.
Do you think society will live better if it's a matriarchy?
No. No, I don't think so. I think everyone should just be equal. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Who do you think have a higher standard, guys or girls?
Girls.
Why do you say that?
Expectations, I guess. You tend to have like higher standards.
Can you name some?
Looks wise, I guess. Like, you want a build guy, this guy. Like, you just have like a criteria set in your head of what kind of a guy you want.
Why do you think guys have a lower standard than girls?
They tend to settle for less.
Why do you think they settle for less?
I don't really know. Not sure.
Have you guys ever heard of incels?
Incels?
Yeah.
No.
Incels is like a word to describe a group of people who are involuntary celibate. Do you think incels exist because of the high standards of women?
No. I don't think so, at least.
Okay, why do you think incels exist then if it's not because of the high standard of women?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's because of the higher standards of women, but I don't have a reason of why it would be that way. Like, it's not just about standards, it's about their mindset and like strong opinions. Yeah, they have set their standard, and I don't think so they would be ready to settle for less. Why do you think incels exist?
Yeah, their mindset, I guess. The guy's way of thinking.
Guys have higher standards, is what you're saying.
For incels, yes, I guess their standard is too high. That's why they are unable to settle for an average girl.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think there's any right or wrong here, it's just different perspectives.
Who do you think have more choices when it comes to dating? Yes.
I think girls have more choices. I think simply because not exactly choices, but at least like if you notice, even in clubs, it's easier for a guy to go up to a girl and talk rather than a girl to go up to a guy and talk. So in that sense, then yeah, girls have more like choices. Girls, definitely.
Who do you think controls the accessibility of sexual intercourse? The power.
I think girls. Definitely not guys. There's a certain limit that guys can't cross. Even when they want to do something, they'll make sure that the girl is like extremely comfortable. So it's usually the girl who will make the move or say yes for the guy to make the move.
Would you say in that sense that girls are the prize, not the guys?
Yeah. I mean, if I have to answer, then yeah. No one's the prize. It's a win-win situation.
If girls have a higher standard for guys, why isn't guy the prize? Because there's more things that the guy...
I mean, I honestly don't think of it as a prize in any way. Like, it's a win-win situation. I don't think so there's any prize. Like, even if a girl approached a guy and she got the guy, then even the guy is getting whatever he needs. So it's a win-win situation for both. Looking at it as a mentality of like a prize is wrong, yeah.
Who do you think have a higher standard when it comes to dating?
Generally speaking, I think probably maybe girls. I feel that personally it's like girl more pity like that. Probably girls will look more detailed for the guys. No offense to the girls. It's not really a higher standard. They are just more sensitive, whereby they need to know if the other half is strong enough. I think it might be like it's like more natural, like a human nature kind.
Have you ever heard of the word incel?
Incel?
Yeah.
No, didn't heard it before.
Incel is basically a word to describe a group of people involuntarily celibate. Basically, these people, right, they want to be in a relationship, but they cannot obtain it. Do you think these incels are created and exist because of the high standards of women?
Maybe not. It might also be because of the person himself.
I think the high standards of women affects guys' mental dating approach.
I feel that because right, see girl have high standard right, then for boys right, for men right, they need to work hard for their for money, for financial things right, because of girls high standard. That's why men need to like work harder for it.
Do you think a lot of incels exist in Singapore?
I think in Singapore, people not really in a relationship or not is because everybody is like studying for get a better education, qualification kind.
Who do you think have more choices in dating?
Girls have more options lah. Girls might have more options, but they are also on the more vulnerable side in the relationship.
Why do you think girls have more options when guys have more standards to meet? If the guys have more standards to meet, that means the guy have more things to provide. Hence, the guy should be the ones who be having these options.
I would say guys must be more responsible lah. Must have like build up their own foundation first. Let's say if no money, like no house, everything how you provide for girls like security all this.
If the guy have all of these, right? Do you think he will have more options?
Actually, technically, I feel like if you have money, you can like have a lot of girls already.
Who do you think is the price in the relationship? If you have to put a value on them, right? Which one has the higher value, the guy or the girl?
Of course, guy. I feel that it's guy lah, because like guy is the one who go out and earn money. If you see like out there, know a lot of like people doing like house husband, but a lot of is like housewife.
If guy is the price, why people chase girls more?
Guy are the one who like take initiative to talk to others who like confess to like girls all this
If guys is the price, right, why do guy have to chase after the girl? Why are guys expected to chase the girl if the guy is the price?
It's a guy thing lah. It's like traditionally it's a guy chase.
So the guy is the price and the guy have to chase.
That's why guy is so hard
Do you agree?
I think maybe the girl is so-called the price.
Why do you say girls is the price?
Because I mean, okay, so basically because the alpha male gets to mate with that female.
Okay.
Yeah, in that pack,
Okay.
and he becomes the leader of that pack.
So basically what we've come to learn is that this kind of questions does not apply to this country, you know? When you have a good government, everyone's happy. If you ask this question somewhere else, they might have a drastic difference. They might take a specific side, but here in Singapore, you don't really have these kind of answers. You have people who understand both sides of the coin. They're not really that polarized. So I guess no more interviews from now on. But if you guys want to watch me box in 11 March, link is in the description for the tickets. Men's training. I'll show you a jab. Yeah. I'll show you a 3-punch combo. Yeah. 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 3-piece combo. Hey, finish the lyrics, get $50. I'm kidding, I'm broke. I know I'm gonna give you $50. Hell no. Who do you think have a higher standard when it comes to dating? Guys or girls?
I think females, girls. I don't know, like in our head we already have like this idea of what we want. Then like for guys probably like just try their luck.
Wait, what a checklist? What in general? What do you think they look for?
Probably smart, family oriented, someone who like is nice to everybody and loyalty, funny.
Okay.
175 and above.
Okay. The job that he's in.
Finance.
Okay.
A finance role, cause I like fin roles. Someone who gyms.
8 already.
That's quite a lot, right?
Have you ever heard of the word incel?
No.
This group of people who wants to be in a relationship but cannot obtain it. Do you think incels exist because of the high standards of women?
Yeah, I think so. Cause like when we first meet someone, right, we already have like this mindset of what we already want. So when we meet someone, we like from the start we already know like, oh, maybe this person doesn't fit our criteria. So probably from there we already like filter who we want to like continue talking to and who not to talk to.
Do you think guys or girls have more options?
I think girls have more options. Like, cause guys have lower standards, so more girls have the option of.
Like because of these standards that girls have for guys, right? Why isn't it that not a lot of girls are chasing for guys? Why is it that guys are chasing for girls?
Let me think.
Who do you think is the prize in a relationship? The one that carries more value.
Like who is?
There's a chase, right? There's competitors compete for a prize.
I think-
What is the prize?
I think the girls are the prize. Yeah, because I mean like it's harder for the guys to chase the girls because they have so many options to choose from. So if like a girl picks you, that means like you win all the other guys.
If girls are the prize, right? What does the girl provide?
Being loyal to you, personality. You got like someone who's always there for you, lor.
But if guys have all these standards, right? All these things for girls, why isn't the guy the prize?
I guess it works both ways, but just harder in terms of like chasing someone for the guy because the girls have more options, ma. And like usually the guy is the one who starts like the chasing first. When the girl like them back, that means like they want it, lor. Like it's not usually the other way where the girls chase the guy first, ma.
Are you on dating apps?
Yeah,
You get a lot of responses.
quite a decent amount.
Do you think the average guy or the average girl have more people sliding in the DMs?
I think girls, cause my friend's brother uses like apps also. On an average day, right, like a week, they can have like very few matches, like maybe 3 or 4. So if like you swipe a guy, right, you should always reply him. Because if not, then it's just like very sad. They get happy like because they have a match, then in the end like you just ghost.
You're not interested. How do you let them down?
I ghost.
Ghost them. Do you
Yeah.
think dating apps for guys is only for guys who are above average? If not, there's no use.
No, I think everybody can use.
Can use lah, but is it useful? That's the question lah. Like, is it useful for the average guy or only for guys who are above average?
It's useful for everybody because I've known like people who are average, but yeah, they still can meet someone.
Thank you so much.